YouTube, what's going on? Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video, I am going to cover how to read a chart for a complete beginner. So let's jump right into it. On the bottom here, x-axis, we have the time. So 2015, 2016, and so on. On the y-axis, this usually is on the right or the left-hand side. It could be on both, doesn't really matter. This is showing price. And then for the chart, right? So right now I have the line on. This is, when I first started, I was looking at the line, and this is the worst mistake I ever made. Make sure you do not use the line. Use candles. Candles show way more data. They show the open, the close, the high point, and the low point all in one candle. Now, I'm on the weekly time frame, and I'm using the app or website called TradingView. So in this case, I go up here and you can change the candles. So for example, if I look at the 1-day chart, now each candle on my chart is showing 1 day. So for example, this is 1 day of time. This is 1 day of time. This is another day, another day, another day, right? You can see on the bottom here, when I move the mouse, it shows each day. So I'm just going to use the 1 week, for example, in this video. So that's that. You could change the time frame. You could change the candles. Make sure you're using candles. There's a bunch of other ones. Just play around with them. Whatever you like works. But candles are very, very important. So now moving on to the chart. So for example, I'm just going to use Tesla back in 2015 and 2016. So the first thing that I would learn as a complete beginner is support and resistance. That is the most fundamental, the most basic stock concept that you need to know. This works like a charm. If you know your levels, you will know how to trade. So what is support and resistance? Support and resistance is basically supply and demand. I'm not going to get too complicated because this is just for a beginner. So, for example, if you see the highs and the lows, they start to form near each other. So for example, if we take this high, right, and I put a line here, right? So we have a resistance point, right? We have an uptrend, we rejected, and we pulled back. Now, this resistance point now becomes either a new resistance in the future or a new support, right? So as you could see, rejection right around the 38.41. It doesn't need to be exact. It just needs to be in that region. So as you can see right here, we dipped below, but we found some support and we bounced right back up. So it doesn't need to be exact. It will dip below. That's, just the market movers taking people out of their stop losses. And as you can see here again, we found some support. So this old price is now acting as a support. Right, so we found some support here. It bounced here. Here we fell through, but we ended up reclaiming that. That's just, what happens. Here we found some support. We found some support again, and we dipped below before moving back higher. So I hope you can see how old resistance becomes new support. This is a major, major, major thing that I would learn. And this happens everywhere on every single time frame. This is the weekly time frame, so these are weekly candles, so it's over a long period of time. But this works on any time frame. Ideally, I like to use, even for intraday trading, I like to use the 15-minute, the 1 hour, and then to look at the overall trend, I like to look at the 1-day time frame. Now, so this was a previous resistance turning into a support, and here, right? So I can draw another line. So for example, this previous resistance, as you could see, previous resistance is going to act as a new resistance in the future. So we had one rejection here, another rejection here, another rejection here, and I'm sure it's turned into a support somewhere. Yep. So as you could see, the line from February 24th in 2015 acted as a support all the way here in 2018, 2019, right? So we bounced right off that level as a new support, and look, it acted as a resistance again. So this is a major, major concept to understand. I'm going to go on the smaller time frame. That way we could see. Hopefully I don't get messed up out of my chart here. Here we go. So here is the 1 hour chart. And my chart is blue and green. I changed the colors just because I like it better. You can always change the colors to whatever you want. So here's the 1 hour time frame. And I'm going to show you how support and resistance works on a smaller time frame. And these lines don't need to be horizontal. You can make different patterns. So let's get into it. So for example, right, we have a resistance right here. Right, so this is a diagonal line. So you could see how we have a line of resistance, right? So 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, 4, and so on, right? So we also have a support down below, right? So we have a support, support, and support again. So in order for a trend line to be counted as a trend line, you usually need to see 3 bounces within that region. So this would be an active or a legit trend line that you can use. And then right how I said before, old resistance becomes new support. As you could see, this old resistance, it broke through and then it came back down and retested. Now I'm not going to get any further than that because this is just for beginners. If you have any other questions on how to read a chart, please let me know. I will be more than happy to answer. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible and just show you a couple examples. If I missed anything or you want me to cover anything, feel free to reach out on my Twitter at EnhancedMarket or join the Discord BullTrades. That's where I do daily alerts. We provide any analysis that you could ever want, as well as education, option alerts, whatever it is. And I'm always there 24/7. So feel free to reach out. I hope you guys enjoyed just covering the simple basics of how to read a chart, price, time, support, and resistance. If I missed anything, feel free to reach out. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video. Thanks, everyone.